For most computer users, you're already accustomed to using the undo command, or as I always like to say, French for zut alors, which means oh shoot. If you look at Photoshop, most people assume you only get one undo because the Command Z or Control Z shortcut doesn't undo more than one action. To give you some background on Photoshop, not until version 5, I believe, not CS5, but 10 plus years ago, in version 5 they added multiple undos. Since their keyboard shortcut was already Command Z or Control Z for the single undo, they needed a different one for the multiple undo command. Technically, that's called step backward. We're going to take a look at this image and undoing several times and redoing several times. In order to have something to undo or redo, I'll go to my brush tool. One click on the brush tool. It's at its default size of 13, and I'll make a mark. I could click here, click any larger size, and then make another mark. Do it again. Click, click, make a third, but I prefer to use a shortcut to do this. Look on your keyboard and look to the right of the letter P. To the right of the letter P on your keyboard is a left bracket and a right bracket. That key should also have the curly brace on it that you use in JavaScript programming. The right bracket, my brush size is at 54, hitting it once, 60, hitting it again, 70, and I make a mark. Right bracket, went to 80, then 90. Right bracket, I'm up to 125, making a mark every time. Now, if you hit Edit, Undo, or Command Z, undo, on the PC that would be Control Z, undo only undoes the last action. It's technically undoing, and then when you hit Control Z or Command Z again, it's redoing. To undo more than one, you choose Edit, Step Backward. And you can keep going back. And I'll give you those shortcuts for Mac users first. On the Mac, it is Command Option Z. Each time you hit it, you step backward. On the PC, that's Control Alt Z to multiple undo. To go forward, you could choose Edit, Step Forward, Edit, Step Forward, but my finger actually hurts when I click too much, so I'm going to use Command Shift Z to step forward, Command Shift Z again, Command Shift Z again, or on Windows, Control Shift Z is step forward. Each time you hit Control Shift Z, it will keep going forward until there's no more redos available. So to review all of that, Command Option Z, 6 times got rid of those. To redo, Command Shift Z. On the PC, Control Alt Z, and then to go forward, Control Shift Z. The final way you can undo and redo, again, if you're a mouse person, which is like an automatic driver, I consider myself a stick shift driver because I use shortcut keys a lot. But if you prefer the mouse, which is better for people who are just learning Photoshop, you'll remember the visual way more than the shortcuts. You can do this through the History panel. The History panel should be part of the Essentials workspace, which is the default or out-of-the-box workspace. I click History, and at the lower right corner, I can stretch it. I like to make history as long as my screen so I have a lot of room to see my undos. Out of the box, Photoshop has a default multiple undo setting of 20 undos. So if I want to get rid of all the brushing, clicking Open once is faster than using a shortcut 6 times. So when I click Open, I've started over. If I do anything now, I will lose all of this brush action. So if I do an adjustment on the overall brightness of the image, adjustments, levels, and I take the mid-tone level slider to the left to brighten, when I click OK, you'll see that all the brushes are gone. So be very careful if you start using history that you don't click something you did previously just to look at it and then make a mark on your screen, because you will lose all your undos. Just watch that you're on the last thing you did if I'm just checking before and after. But ultimately, I do not want to destroy this image, so I'm going to leave it at the original open state. Take a few minutes and launch Photoshop on your own, or hopefully you're working along with me, and try your multiple undo shortcuts and multiple redo shortcuts. They are in review. Command-Shift-Z to go forward, Command-Option-Z to go backward more than once. On the PC, Control-Shift-Z to go forward, and Control-Alt-Z to go backward.